Dead ass.
As a Chris Paul supporter, bro, and y'all know I support my guy. A lot of that shit was hard to watch, bro. Cause to me, Chris Paul's old, and someone said it, and it made a lot of sense to me after I heard it. They said Chris Paul is great at being great. You know what I mean? He's great at just being a great point guard. But when you need him to get to that next level, to find another level of greatness, he done capped out. There is no more. Like, he's great. He's not gonna get greater. Whatever he's good,
But
that's it. He caps
but
out.
like when you say that, but I feel like that's more like with Ant. Like I feel like Chris Paul gets in his own head. Like he's trying to like yeah. You will look at the box score. Like if you didn't watch the game, you look at the box score.
And say
Oh,
he played well.
He had 20 and 11. He had 20 and 10. Yeah, you would think he would. You saying, oh, that's a good game, but you could see certain games he was just like certain moments of the game he was just missing, and it was only like Devin Booker was the only one like, yo, I gotta put this on my back, like because nobody else is
He,
trying to get this done.
there was definitely times during that series where Chris Paul was not as engaged as he needed to be. 100%.
Like to play like for example, like that turnover, I think it was game 3 or 4, that he ripped from behind him, like he was dribbling, they just ripped it from him. Like we don't ever see Chris Paul get ripped. Like out of all point guards in history, like he's one of those point guards that you do not see get ripped.
A lot of mental lapses.
Wasn't it leading up to like when game 5 they said he had like 20 turnovers in the last 3 games or something like that?
Yes, and that's uncharacteristic. Yeah. That's clearly somebody in your own head.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that he was in his head to a point because he clearly
discredit defensive.
He clearly cares a lot about the narrative of Chris Paul because he's been hearing it for so long. It's like, oh, he can't do this, can't do that, can't do this. Like it was in his head. So I agree with y'all, but I also just think that because remember, game 1 and 2, nigga was dominant. He was like one of the best players on the court. But then the switch happened in game 3. Put Drew on him. The minute they put Drew on Chris Paul, the series was done. Like it was like you can't get into a good offense no more. You can't find the easy shots no more because niggas hounding him. And then whenever he wasn't on Chris, they'll put him on Book. And it was just like, Lisa, either way, one of your 2 best players will not be able to eat tonight. And
and that's why I want to say the first 2 games, that's when Bud made an adjustment because they was pick and rolling them to death. Oh, they gonna do the switch. Brook Lopez can't guard me. I'm gonna hit those mid ranges. Right. After that, they was still doing it when Brook Lopez was out there, but that's when you had Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis could at least switch more than Brook Lopez.
And they had you right to the fact that Bud adjusted so much, the Suns had to adjust. They started like calling a double pick. You remember that in game 6, they would call a pick and then get the big man and get Giannis and then call another pick to get the other big man. You know what I mean? So it was like they realized that they had to go out and hunt. But once you start hunting out plays like that, you trying too hard to score.
Not like that.
You're trying too hard. And then Chris Paul was missing bunnies and shit. He was in his head for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I would just say like for me, the series came down to Ayton being underprepared, Chris Paul being in his head a little too much, and honestly, I would say a third thing wrong with the Suns. I really couldn't find like Booker is his first finals. He was great to me. You know what I mean? I like you're gonna have bad games in your first finals.
He had back-to-back 40-point performances.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna knock that. One of them took too many shots, took some bad shots. I'm not gonna knock that because it's the finals. I believe in the finals. You got to empty the clip. I don't give a fuck what your shooting percentages. Win. So I don't knock that. I just had to give it to the Bucks defense, bro. Like Drew Holiday was like Ed Reed out there, bro. He was out there hunting the ball down.
He played great.
Fuck all of the like
great defense
guarding my man. He was hunting the ball down, bro. He was taking the ball from niggas. Like if someone dribbled in front of him, he's poking it away. He really was
every time.
Tenacious.
He was as great on defense in that series as anybody else was on offense. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. When he was 1 for 11 to start off game 6 at one point, and was still probably
making an impact.
The second most impactful player on the court. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he was really so. Shout out to the Bucks, and just to wrap it up with the Suns. If I'm being real, I don't think we're gonna see this team back in the finals ever again.
I also want to say this though, for people who are a little dramatic, this doesn't hurt CP's legacy.
It helps it.
Yeah, it helps because he actually made the finals. So I feel like he actually got a little boost from this playoff run.
It helps his legacy. How could it hurt it?
It doesn't hurt it, and it just doesn't move the needle like people
that much. It don't move it that. If he'd have won the finals,
yeah, it would have. That would have boosted
25 ever. You know what I'm saying? But and like just to give him his flowers, because Chris Paul's my nigga, bro. He's 36. He's 36 years old. He's fucking maybe 6 foot. 5'11", 6 foot. And this nigga was the best player, one of the best players in the NBA Finals this year. Like we all know that point guards age horribly. Point guards age worse than any other position in sports because it's built on quickness and be able to react. This nigga's 36 and just had one of the best seasons of his career. So just off that alone, he moved the list. So I don't know if he top 5. Well, all right, this is a good question. Good way to end this Sun segment. Name your top 5 point guards all time.
Who going first?
I went first last time. How about you?
It's gonna go Magic, Steph.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Kid.
Okay.
You a good man.
I got Nash in there. I know y'all don't like that, but I got Nash in there.
More power to you, buddy. He won 2 MVPs. Josh didn't like that though.
I followed the answer he liked with the answer he didn't like. I'm forgetting somebody.
I know that's my you forgetting Zeke.
Isaiah Thomas. At my 5 though, because niggas love Isaiah Thomas. I got Steve Nash over Zeke, but that's only because I feel wait before niggas kill me.
It's your list, bro.
Yeah,
it's objective. I mean, yeah.
He was part of him and D'Antoni was part of trend like revolutionizing the offensive game. Like there's no high tempo basketball as prominent as it is today without Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns. So I got Nash in that. Sorry.
All right, Josh. I feel like Steve Nash won't be on your list. So
he won't.
I don't know. I know that's my coach, but come on. I'm just saying that I'm not gonna be biased. Now, Steve Nash is on my list.
Go ahead, Josh.
But, I got Magic, Steph, Zeke. Then after that, it's kind of a little
it gets rough.
It's rough for me. Like I don't know.
The fact that
Jason Kidd, I'm gonna say Jason Kidd because I know Jason Kidd's in my top 5, but I don't know 4 and 5 you could switch that anytime.
Look, Kidd single-handedly got the Nets to the finals
from being the worst team in the NBA the year before.
So I respect that. Like that's respectable.
Then he won a chip later in his career, like 37 years old. Big part of that Mavs team.
All right, Josh. Now who's your 5th?
But my 5th is I can't believe I'm saying this, but John Stockton.
I don't think that's that crazy. He got the most assists and steals ever by a mile.
Back-to-back finals appearances, big part of that Utah team and Utah out of all places, And
he got 2 records that's probably never gonna get caught.
So yeah, I got John Stockton. Jason Kidd is better than John Stockton for everybody that's out there. So yeah.
All right, so our top 3s are all the same: Magic, Steph, Zeke. Those are the big 3. Jason Kidd will also be my 4th. But I brought this question up because the 5th spot, the 4th and 5th spot was really interesting because I think the top 3 is kind of like locked in. I think everybody kind of comes to that consensus for the most part. Zeke gets forgotten about sometimes, but if you know, you know. So the 4 or 5 spot is where it really gets interesting because I brought this up because I would say Chris Paul has had a top 5 point guard career. A lot of people would tell me John Stockton.
Yeah, that's fair though.
John Stockton, Steve Nash, Oscar Robinson. There's names, Gary Payton. There's names that could have that 4th spot. But I think this finals has solidified him as a top 5 point guard for me. I didn't even say Westbrook. You know what I mean? Niggas, depending on how you feel about Westbrook. But listen, the numbers is the numbers. You can't lie about them when you see them. But
I made that face because I was looking at
all right,
John Stockton and Chris Paul accolades.
I was just making sure. I was like, Russ, he got it at this point. You can't even deny that bitch no more. Just triple up again. But yeah, so I think that's really what this finals did for Chris Paul. If he's in your top 5 point guards, it's kind of like, look what he did. Look, at 36 years old, he took a team that wasn't even in the postseason last year and brought him to the finals. You know what I mean? You got to give like some kind of real respect to that. And we all know point guards really don't lead teams to championships. That's like historically it does not happen. That's why Steph is special. That's why Magic is special. That's why Zeke is special, because those three did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was my thing. Like Gary Payton led the team to finals, but he lost. You know what I'm saying? He got his ring later on, but I still think if you told me over 15 years who would I want, I'm gonna take Chris Paul, and that's what I do after that point. After the big three, the Magic, Steph, and Zeke.
It's a toss up after that.
It's like, who would I want for the next for a 15-year run? And for me, it's Chris Paul. The nigga did so much with so little throughout his career. You know what I mean? Like, just like you just keep on giving him pieces. Like, whatever, whoever you put here with me, you're gonna win 50 games. You're gonna win 48 to 50 games, no matter who you sit next to me. And I just, how can I knock that? You know what I mean?
My thing is with Chris Paul. My thing and then my thing with Chris Paul is when he had the absolute most and his best prime of window for championship, he underperformed.
Can't argue with you there, bro.
Because the Lob City era, and even to the extent of the Houston Rockets 2-year run, 3-year stand.
All right. I won't put Houston on him because
of course.
If he don't get hurt in Game 6, I'm pretty sure they pack the Warriors up. I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? That Rockets team, if he don't get hurt in Game 6, Chris Paul, they probably beat the Warriors, which is more impressive than this shit.
But,
which is way more impressive than this.
But
that's not fair. That's not fair to a lot of niggas though, because here I go defending Steve Nash. Like Bruce Bowen was an Amari ejection away.
Oh yeah,
from the Spurs getting out of there.
Don't get me wrong. Like everyone got their ifs throughout history, but I'm saying, I
feel like the Warriors proved that if wrong. The very next year, KD is hurt. They got the Warriors on the ropes.
But sometimes
Steph have 0 in the first half, drops 30, game over.
I say this, sometimes like your year is your year. When you playing at your best, the way Chris Paul is playing the Warriors in that series, bro, because we can say what we want about Chris Paul and Steph thing. I think Steph better than Chris Paul. I'll not argue that no more. No other superstar player in the NBA make Steph work more. Like just by guarding him. Like superstars, first and foremost, don't guard Steph. They run away from it. Chris Paul takes on the challenge, and like they let him be extra physical with him, so he gets away with a lot of shit. But like he does it. He does a good job too whenever he guards Steph. So I will not say, of course, it's a hypothetical, but just saying, I'll just put it this way: no team came closer to beating the Warriors on that run than that Rockets team.